What's up, everybody? Damien here, back with another episode. I know it's been several months since the last time that I hopped on the podcast, but I'm back, right? No excuses. I noticed that as life continues to go on and things happen around you and new events occur, it's more and more important to do those things that you know you should do, even though you don't want to do them, right? So, right now it's, middle of the day, it's afternoon right now. I've got about 30 minutes until I jump on the training floor and train one of my private clients at my gym. But I said, you know what? It's a perfect opportunity for me to record a podcast, right? Because let's be honest, there's never going to be a perfect time to do anything. I was always saying, all right, every Sunday, since I don't train people in person on Sunday, I'll do a podcast. And then weeks go by and, nothing happens. So I'm here now. I'm happy to be on. I'm excited to talk quickly. I won't take too much of your time today. This is a quick one, but I wanted to give you guys an update on my life, where I'm at, physically, emotionally, mentally. I just turned 30 years old 2 weeks ago, so that's exciting. I'm entering a new generation of my life, or a decade rather, of my life, and I'm very grateful and I'm blessed to be alive, to have everything that I have going on for me. Life it's amazing. God is good. Days are hard, days are challenging, but they're beautiful, and I wouldn't want to change anything. So yeah, just turned 30. That was fun. We had a good family party, a little surprise party, which was a blast to be a part of, and thank you for everybody that put that together. And it's funny because my wife's birthday is exactly a week after mine, so her and I are 2 years and 1 week apart from one another. So we celebrated hers this past weekend. It was also 4th of July weekend. A lot of stuff going on. So I just want to give you an update from a personal standpoint. Like, my daughter, she is going on 15 months, right? So May, June, July. Yeah, she's 15 months old. She's walking. She's starting to say a lot of different words now. She's engaging with us. She's laughing. She's starting to, just talk a lot more, and it's amazing. And I wish that this age that she's in right now, I just want her to stay this age forever, because it's just like, the only time she's angry is when she's hungry and she's tired. Other than that, she's smiling, she's playing games, she's running around the house, she's getting into everything. So, in terms of my energy level, I have to be on, I gotta be on 100 all day. So it's important that I'm continuing to train. I'm taking care of my body. I'm eating right. I'm getting, as much rest as possible, just so that, I can chase her around. And that's my goal. Like, I want to continue to be healthy so that I can always, give my daughter and or future kids, the experience that they need and that they deserve growing up. So we gotta go for a hike together. We can go do that. We want to go play, kickball or play dodgeball. We are gonna be able to go do that, right? So it's been amazing. She is starting to, her personality starting to come out a little bit more, and it's just a beautiful thing to see. And my wife and I, we've been running our businesses. She's got her dog walking business. I've got my training business. We've been tag teaming it, and just making things happen, right? Sometimes we get home, it's like 7:30 at night, and we're just like, let's eat and let's just veg out. And that's okay, because her and I were gone all day. But I find that now it's more important for us to allocate time, as husband and wife, to make sure that we can spend time together and talk and communicate and be present and, just be on the same page about everything, because the week kind of goes by quickly and it happens fast. We've got 1,000 things that we're juggling at once. We've been blessed with, support we've got family members, we've got my mother, we've got my aunt-in-law that's taking care of our daughter for us. So, we get to go work. I get to go train, and I go do jujitsu during the middle of the day. And if I have to go get a long training run in or whatever it is, we have it taken care of, and it's been amazing, and I'm extremely grateful for that. So with that said, I want to jump into kind of where I've been on a performance level, like personally, what I've been doing for training. I actually revisited a 50-mile ultra marathon course that I did 2 years ago. I may or may have not have talked about this on the podcast, but this was out in Vermont, and it was a 50-mile course. It was the longest race I've ever signed up for. I was extremely nervous, didn't know what to expect. I remember reading the description of the race. The elevation was something that I'd never been, a part of or experienced. Being out in mountains and climbing and hiking and running. So 2 years ago, which was before my daughter was born, I went out there and I did the course, and I ended up, not finishing in time. Got lost a little bit in my race, and then didn't make the time cap. So I ended up not finishing that race. And then the year after my daughter was born, she came into this world literally a month before the race was happening. And for those of you that have kids, you know how it is. When you have a child, your whole personal life, like the things that you do personally on the day-to-day, are completely thrown out of the picture, at least for a little while, until you gather your bearings and you get back to your normal routine, and you get acclimated, right? So I didn't go back to that race. I wanted to go back to it because I wanted to go finish it. I signed up for it. I'm going to go finish it. 2 years later, which was this past May, I went back up there with my family, and I finished the 50-mile course. It was very fun. It was hard, but I enjoyed every step of it because, I spent a lot of time training, and I had my family out there with me. I was confident because I knew the course. I knew where I was supposed to go through within the course map, and mentally I had a little bit more, confidence, if you will. That edge that you get when you've been through something over and over and over again, or you've been through a certain situation, it gives you that extra edge. So that got me through the first 2/3 of the race, and then the last third was just total grit. My legs were beat down. I'd run farther than I ever had in my life. I was tired. I'd been out there for 10, 11, 12 hours. I was hungry. I was ready for the race to be over. So at around mile 35, 40, I hit a point where I had to make a decision of, if I was just going to grind this out, or if I was going to just stop and call it a day. So I ended up finishing it, and it took me around 13 hours. But I'm very glad I did it. And looking back, it's amazing. They always say hindsight's 20/20, but when you go through something and you look back into how, the emotional side of things, like how you felt going into a certain event or, a life situation, your nerves are always higher than where they should be, right? So I was nervous, and I look back after I finished the race, I'm like, dude, like, you got this. Like, this is what you do. Like, it's just a trail, right? You're running. You run every day of your life, right? So, but I'm glad I went back there, and I'm glad that I went back to the same course that I didn't finish originally, and I'm glad I went back and I finished and I crossed the finish line. So for those of you out there that have had events in the past, or you did something and it wasn't the way you expected it, and maybe it didn't go the way you planned for it to go, I encourage you to go back, and I encourage you to train harder, and I encourage you to finish, right? Because that's what life's about. Making mistakes, right? Going through certain things, and maybe making a wrong decision, but then going back and revisiting it and making the right one and then finishing. So much gratitude just for my family for being there to support and just everybody. So finished that 2 months ago, May, June, July. Yeah, so about 8 weeks ago was that 50 mile. Right now I'm still training, I'm still running, I'm lifting, I'm being functionally, I guess I'm training more functionally. Just that's a huge piece of my personal program. I want to train with functionality. I want to train with intent. So I did get waitlisted on another 50-mile race, which is actually in like 10 days. The only unfortunate thing is my wife is not able to go there. So be honest with you, I don't think it's gonna happen this year, but that's okay, right? I just would feel better with having everybody there and being a family and going up and doing things together. I'm a big team player, so me going out there by myself and just not including my wife, it just doesn't settle with me. So I don't think that's gonna happen. But with that said, I'm still training. I'm hitting the trails. I actually hit the trails last week, a week and a half ago, and I rolled my ankle out there. So I've been nursing an ankle injury a little bit, but still able to strength train. I've been biking a lot more, just staying on top of my fitness. Because again, my fitness is, at the end of the day, folks, for those of you that are listening, our fitness is the only thing that we have to carry us through everything that we do in life, right? If you want to be able to go walk up the stairs, to go upstairs, you gotta have fitness. You gotta have strength, right? If you want to be able to carry your kids, you gotta have strength. You gotta have fitness. If you want to go, do a triathlon, you sure as hell better have fitness, right? I also train martial arts. I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under Master Marcio Stambovsky. He has his academy here in Norwalk where I live, so I train there with all the professors there. There's a great community there, and if you want to do jiu-jitsu, you got to have some fitness, right? 5 minutes on the mat rolling with somebody feels like an eternity. You're sweating, you're breathing heavily, and you start to get thirsty, right? It's funny because if I do a 5-minute round, I'm actually more thirsty doing that than I am, going to run for 45 minutes. It's crazy. But nonetheless, I'm still training. It's a part of my life. It's a part of who I am, and it always will be. To segue into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I had been training for, I think I started back before the pandemic. And then the pandemic hit and the schools shut down for a little bit, and I stopped going. So I was a white belt, I would train 3-4 days a week. I did it for like 3 months, and then the COVID hit and I stopped going, and I never went back up until I would say 2 years ago, 2022. So I went back and I was training pretty consistently, I would say about 3 days a week. Obviously when I had my daughter, took a little time away and I always came back, but it's been a part of my life for the better part of maybe 3 years now, 2.5 years. And actually today, I went in there after just, hurting my ankle. I went back in there today and they actually gave me my blue belt. So I'm very grateful for that. That was an exciting part of, it is an exciting part of my life because, when you dedicate a part of your day or a part of your week to go do something consistently, whether you're tired, whether you're a little banged up, right? You maybe didn't get enough sleep. When you dedicate a part of your life to something, it means something to you. So, and it's just it's something that signifies that I'm growing, that I'm getting better, that I'm challenging myself. So blue belt is, they say, 10 people walk into a jiu-jitsu academy, 8 of them leave and never come back, and then 2 of them stay and eventually get their blue belt. So it's a big part of my journey, and I'm grateful for everybody in there that have been, my training partners and my professors that have spent the time in their life to teach me the art, and obviously grateful for the master himself for sharing the art with us, and being a leader in our community. So I'm super grateful. What does that mean for me now? Just now, this is like when you get your blue belt, this is like, okay, you have a good understanding of the basics of the art. Now it is time to, basically start training. Like, training and learning, and just another, stepping stone in the right direction. But I'm super excited for that. I feel good about that. So yeah, that's my personal, I guess you want to call it, performance update, and a little bit of my family update, life update. Now I just wanted to jump in real quickly to a business update. So for those of you that are just tuning in for the first time, I have a gym here, where I train, where we've got private clients, we've got group training, and we've got like youth programs that are going on weekly here in the town where I live in Norwalk, Connecticut. So we've been here we actually opened up officially as our own independent LLC last November. So November of 2023, we're in July 2024 right now. So we just officially opened up last November. So I myself have been, training private clients. I also have two other team members with me, two coaches that have been in here taking clients with me, helping out with our programs, and they've been an awesome help, just being in here and leading our community and teaching people about fitness, teaching people about health, wellness, teaching people about accountability, and just being a compass for people that don't necessarily know how to go about improving their health, improving their fitness. So thank you to you two coaches that have been in here with me, and that's Alex, and that's AJ. Those are my guys. They've been a huge help. So yeah, like I said, we're doing private training, all in person, right? We've got youth programs, all in person, and then we're actually about to start opening up an adult program here. So we're going to be doing monthly classes, 6 days a week, and there'll be like a morning and a midday and an evening class. I'm really stoked about that. I haven't released our new schedule yet for our adult program, but I think that's the one thing that we've been missing here in our gym, is our adult programs, our adult group training. And I'll touch on this briefly, but I always find I perform better when I'm around other people. When I'm in an environment where everybody wants to get after it, you're gonna get those extra 2 reps in, right? Maybe you had a long day, you walk into a gym and people are there ready to work. That's gonna lift you up. That's gonna give you the energy you need, right? Not to say that when I'm by myself, I don't get good training in. I get actually great training in by myself. But on those days where I'm not feeling it, when I go into a group setting, or like when I'm going to train jiu-jitsu, I get that boost that I need. And we all have those days. Like, we're all human. So I was having one this morning, and I went in there today to go train jiu-jitsu, and look, right? I got my blue belt, right? So just keep putting your head down, keep getting back to work, right? At the end of the day, the number one solution, always get back to work. Always go back to work, right? If things aren't going your way, just get back to work. That's it. That's all you got to do. So yeah, that was a quick business update. Again, this is all just scratching the surface here. I wanted to give everybody, 20, 25 minutes of where I'm at, where I've been. I'm still here, still chugging away, just like everybody else. And then the last thing is, I look forward to this time of year, because it's football season, and I do coach at my alma mater, the high school in my town. And it's amazing to kind of give back to a program that I was a part of, a program that my dad was a part of, and just being around, those kids, and just seeing who I used to be in them, right? And just kind of giving them words of encouragement, whether it's improving their technique on the field or something having to do with just being a better young man, right? At the end of the day, these guys, these young boys are there, right? And it's our job as coaches to turn them into young men. So I'm very passionate about that, and I'm grateful that I get to do that. So this next, July, August, September, October, these next, 3-4 months are going to be exciting. So a lot of stuff happening. I hope everybody's well out there. Just remember, if things aren't going your way, or maybe you had a bad week or a bad month, at the end of the day, just get back to work. Get back to where you need to be, right? Get back in the gym, get back on the mats, get back on the track, get back on your bike. Wherever you got to get back to, you know where you got to be, right? And that's what's going to get you to where you want to be. All right, so that's it for today, everybody. Just a quick update on my life. We'll be back. I'm working on a special guest feature so that I'm not just talking your ear off for the entire episode. But thanks for tuning in today. All right, if you find that this is valuable for you, please share it with somebody else because it'll help them as well. All right, God bless you guys. I'll see you guys soon.